Hey guys, it's me, Julia. In this video, I'll be going over practice test number 4, no calculator section question 15. So let's get started. This question is a quadratic equation question. And how would we know that? We know that from the question itself. It says in the quadratic equation above, K and P are constants, blah, 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 blah. We know it from there. But also when you see these, since the SATs have limited content, whenever you see these plus minuses and with the square roots, you'll know it's a quadratic equation question and it's testing you on whether or not you know this bad boy right here. Negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac. This is the discriminant, by the way, just to remind you. Whatever's inside here, over 2a. And this is based on the standard equation. When everything equals to 0, you look at it A, B, C, and you just put in, it's really simple. You just put in the numbers. It's just what makes these questions really difficult is A, you don't know this. Or B, whenever you are dealing with square roots and stuff, you kind of make a mistake there. And especially with the negatives and positives, it's gonna be really difficult. So you need to be careful with these questions and stay calm. So let's get this started. So first of all, what you would ideally want to do is you would make this equation we're given right here equal to 0, or else we can't really input the a, b, and c's. So since it's x squared minus k over 2x equal 2p, we have to make it x squared minus k over 2x minus 2p. So we just subtracted 2p from both sides, and that's pretty much it. And now you would see a quadratic equation always has the highest power 2. So x power 2, x squared should be the highest power. X cubed isn't a quadratic equation anymore. So you just need to keep an eye on that. And also the second x without the power and a constant. So it needs to be in this format, or else you will get a wrong result or wrong answer. But another thing to keep in mind is that if you have these sort of fractions in your quadratic equation that you're working with, you can technically work with the fractions. It's just with the quadratic equation itself being a fraction, it's going to be extremely hard for you to put a fraction in a fraction. So yeah, I mean, excuse me, the quadratic formula. So what you would ideally want to do is to multiply the whole thing by 2. And by doing so, it's going to be 2x squared minus kx minus 4p equals 0. And from the left-hand side, that's going to be a, also the coefficient of the x's, right? So that's going to be b included in the negative, and that's going to be c. And we just need to plug those values into the quadratic formula. So negative k plus minus negative k squared minus 4. What's a? We have 2. And we also have c, which is negative 4. So make sure you include the negatives as well. Don't just get the number, the coefficient right next to the variable. You need to take into account the negatives and positives as well. And then this whole thing is over 2a, and a is 2. And if we multiply the signs, that's going to be k plus minus over k squared, and 32. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, my bad. This should be negative 4p. Yeah, so that's why this is going to be p and 4. Okay, so now that we have this right here, we can just, yeah, so this is basically it. But whenever you get this, you'll be like, well, none of the multiple choices match this. Well, it actually does. It's just breaking it up into two fractions. So remember, when you have plus or minus at the top, you can't just cancel things out and stuff. So if you're going to break them apart, the denominator needs to stick with both sides. So of course, this is in the format of k over something plus minus and the rest. So we're going to break it apart right here, right? Okay, so if we're breaking it apart like that, you need to have k over 4 plus minus the same thing for square root k squared plus 32p. So over 4. And that is going to give you B. So that is going to be your answer. Thank you.